Hi, and welcome back. It's been a little while. Life has had that tendency to do its thing. So I haven't posted a FlossTube video in a while. To be honest, I've been stitching, but I haven't really felt like doing a video. But now I feel like doing one, so here it is. I'm going to try to keep it a little short. Not sure how successful I'm going to be. A life update, I guess. As you know, I live with my 2 granddaughters, and I have 4 dogs and 5 cats and an 18-year-old fish. Well, June was not a very kind month to us. I have 2 dogs that started not looking like they felt well. So I took them at different times to the vet. I took Rowdy first. She's she's my older black and white English Shepherd. And she has a growth in her neck, and it's pretty good size, and it's thick, and it's knocked her larynx, I guess. So it looks like it has a step in it, which is making it a little difficult for her to breathe. And of course right now it's over, it's 90 to 100 and plus, and humid here because New York is not a dry state. So it's hard for everyone to breathe. I've pretty much been camping out in my house when I haven't had to go out. But anyway, Rowdy is on, she was taking some other pills, but now she's on prednisone every other day. And we're just trying to keep her feeling okay. But at the same time, Vixen, my gray pit bull, she had started to struggle. Now she's always had cysts and lumps of various kinds. But all of a sudden she just took a turn, and took her to the vet, and she was diagnosed with having tumors all in her mammary tract, which, if you were human, that would be breast cancer. So she was on 3 pills. She had an antibiotic, pain meds, and prednisone. And she just had started where she didn't even get up sometimes, and she, so it was bad. And this is a 90-plus pound dog, and she was just failing. So yesterday, my granddaughter and my daughter and I made the decision that to prolong this anymore would just be making her suffer. So yesterday, the whole family went to the vets, and we said goodbye to Vixen. So she's resting in peace. And if you wonder how I feel about that, I love the dog, and we miss her terribly. But we were watching her suffer, and she was suffering, which wasn't fair to her. So I believe that she will go to heaven. And it's not that all dogs go to heaven. Just a quickie. In the book of Genesis, just after the flood, it's talking about the animals. And it says that every animal will be judged, just like people will be judged. And I believe that Vixen will be judged well. She was a good dog. So, end of that blurb. Just wanted you to know. Other than that, I've been doing other kinds of crafting. I've been doing some clay work, which I'll show you in a little bit. Just a quick overview. And I've been coloring, and I've put up a couple of coloring videos. The last one I did, Squirrel's Treasure Box, was that final part. It was like 42 minutes long. And there was talking, it was a lot of fast forward, but that video was over 4 hours long before I edited it. Coloring takes a long time too. None of this crafty DIY stuff is really quick. Fun, but not quick. And let's see, I also have a little bit of haul, and I do have stitching, so why don't we get to it? The first thing I'm going to show you is my Guardians of Notre Dame, and I didn't bring the picture up with me, but Brittany just released July, late June 30th, early July 1st. I printed it on July 1st. She is doing such a great job with this. I am really enjoying working on this piece, and I showed you the last time, I believe it was in June, or was it in May? Might have been in May, that I had all the stitching done, but that I was behind on 2 sections with beading. Well, I am very happy to say that my Guardians of Notre Dame are up to date. I've got more of the rose window put in. All of my beading is caught up. And so there are the first 6 dragons. This came out in January, February, March, April, May, and June. And this will be July. And I am really looking forward to working on that. So thank you, Brittany, if you watch this video. This was a great piece, and I can't wait to see what you come up with for next year. I know that you said that you're working on it. So that has been fun. And let's see, I've also done very little on my hometown holiday Main Street station. Let's see if I can find it. Yes, right here. This is the piece I've been working on for my Hometown Holidays collection. This is the second piece I've worked on. It's chart number 2 in the series, and it's the train station. It's actually called Main Street Station. And believe it or not, Cambridge has a small train depot. It's where our farmers market is held on Sundays, and it's actually octagon shaped, and I think it's made of brick. But so it isn't like this one, but this one is beautiful. So I did some more on this. I got some more of the white in, and I did the trees. And I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with the train, because the train calls for hickory sticks, which I know I have somewhere, but I can't find it. And I think I have more than one skein of it. Okay. Anyway, I would like my train to be more of a steel gray with maybe a little bit of black Krynic or Petite Treasure braid. I don't know. But anyway, that's to be determined. And this is 25 count Lugana, I think, and it's Stormy Clouds, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, I'm having fun with that. It's not going anywhere fast though, but that's okay. It's a hobby, not a race. And then, let me put this piece back in. I don't want to lose any part of it, especially not the chart that I'm stitching from. And then, let's see, I'll put this down here because I do have some piles of stuff. I decided to watch Thor Ragnarok, which I bought from Amazon. So it's now part of my home video collection. Yay. So while I watched Thor Ragnarok, I was stitching on my Marvel. And I think I got this from My Stitchland on Etsy. And let me see if I can find, oh, it's still in there. I'm doing this on a magic guide. I think it's 18 count. And you can see, if you've watched before, I have been working on greens, and since it was Thor Ragnarok, it's pretty appropriate that it's Hulk, the Hulk that's coming in here in all the greens. Pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it well, but his face is looking pretty good. I still have a ways to go with it, but it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to look, so I'm happy with that. It's amazing how many shades of green are in the Hulk. Has lots of shades. Okay, and then I'm kind of torn which one of these I'm going to show you first. And I think it's going to be Dragons of Sumatra, because I have some other stuff I want to show you with my other piece. So, you've probably seen, if you've watched my channel before, my Dragons of Sumatra by Ink Circles. I absolutely love this chart. It's fabulous. And I'm doing this on 18 count Aida that I hand dyed myself with Rit dye. And I have finished pages 1 to 3. And I'm working on page 4. I have some of page 6 done. So this is one of those where you kind of move around. So there's that side, and there is beading on there and a few sequins. I still have more to do. I think I have to stand up so I can see what I'm showing you. So I've gotten all the way to the corner, and I've started down the border on this side. So all across the top is done. And that's where most of my beading testing has happened. And then I've worked my way down this side. And I don't know, anybody who's working this chart, I actually changed this section up a little bit. I'm having a really good time with this, and I'm definitely customizing it and making it my own. And the piece that I was working on last night, which I'm enjoying, is this flower motif right here. And let's see, in the chart, that's what it looks like. So next, after I get that done, I'm going to move on and do another dragon. And that looks like a couple of water dragons. So I'm pretty excited. And I'm loving the variegated green, the darker green, and the red that I've chosen. The colors are keeping me interested, and the way that I am changing up the pattern is I'm finding to be a lot of fun. So I've only worked on one other piece. Actually, dragons I've worked on a lot. I have quite a lot of progress on there. The only other piece I've worked on, and that's only been the last couple of days, is my Heaven and Earth design in the Garden Shed by Irina Gormashova. And I don't know, even if you've watched my channel regularly, if you'll be able to really see a lot of progress here, because what I've been doing is going back and filling in some of the previous pages that I've worked on. So I've done some of this coffee pot here, and then I skipped over and I've been doing some of this, and I did some other stuff in there somewhere. But so that's what that's looking like, and I'm really enjoying this. This is a 63 page chart, and this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a little bit of 6. So there's a long ways to go on that, but it's okay because I'm enjoying it. Now, the one extra thing that I wanted to say about this, these are on my new rolla frames, and these are 45 inch, I think. Yeah, 45. So these are 45 inch rolla frames. So this fills it up pretty much, except for a couple of inches on each end. So it really is a big design. But I had a couple of questions on the rolla frame. So it's handcrafted in Huntsville, Alabama, and it's Facebook, and it's ROLAFRAMEHSV on Facebook. And I bought these from Bush Mountain Stitchery, in Maryland, I think. See, I'm so good at remembering things. You get lots of I thinks. Let's see if I can get this one open. I haven't set anything up on these 25-inch ones. Pull it out of the plastic. See? You ask, and I want you to know. So it comes and it's rubber banded together nicely so they don't bounce around inside. Very secure packaging. On both ends. Get my hands to work. There we go. So anyway, there's 2 rods and they came packaged like this, and they're 25-inch, so they're labeled on the end and says how long they are. And then the other end, so that you know you've got the right halves together, are color coded so that you keep your pieces together. Because I'll show you the red one. Because in the middle of this rod, of all the roller frame rods, are like finishing nails, tacks, and they're in the wood. Okay. And then the other side are matching holes. So make sure you've got your length end at the right end, and you put your fabric in and you roll it around to the tension or the spot that you want it. Put your halves together, roll it a little bit more, and then these ends go right inside of the end bars. Like these are a set of 12-inch ends, and that's the size, the only one I bought. I might get another one, but and they're just wing nuts. So if you use any other scroll frames, you'll recognize the format, I guess. But these are great. I can't tell you how much easier this is. No Velcro, no basting, no tape, no licking a promise. And it keeps the tension pretty well. One tip that I had seen a long time ago was, you know, those, I have some, I just can't get to them right now, but it's like a piece of elastic and it's got the clips on the ends. So you would take like something you hold your mattress cover on your bed with. So you take an end and you clip it on and then wrap it around this end and clip the other end on here too. And you do one on both sides of your piece, and that holds your side tension for you. And that works really well. And the floor stand I'm using for in the garden shed is just that PVC pipe one that I made. And I have a FlossTube video about that stand on my Kelly Bell Stitches channel, which I don't use anymore, but the videos are still there if anybody wants to go back and take a look at it. It wasn't hard to make. I did follow instructions from a blog that I found, but I did alter what they did for my own needs, and I just added a couple of pieces to it to make it a little bit sturdier. Yeah, so this, I've been having fun with my stitching. I haven't been doing a lot of stitching. A lot of what I've been doing is at night while I watch TV. Movies mostly, so yeah, it's not bad. Oh, let's see, what else? Oh, so that was all my stitching. Let me show you what I've been buying. Trying to make room. So 1, 2, 3 stitch got my attention again. I actually went out there to buy some stuff for someone else. And, oh, pause. I did bring the picture up here of Guardians of Notre Dame. It's not a very good print because I did it two-sided, but that's what it's looking like right now, or with July added. So, fun times. Put that down there so it stays with my stitch. If you can't tell, it's super hot here and humid, and my hair is just frizzy, and I apologize, but it's hot. I have all my air conditioners on in my house, trying to keep the dog comfortable, trying to keep people comfortable, and it is an uphill battle. So anyway, 1, 2, 3 stitch. I bought, as well as some patterns I bought for someone else, I bought the winter pattern by Cricket Collection. It's number 305. I love it. I think it's great. It's not winter right now, but I'm looking forward to stitching it. And I also bought myself Let's Bake by Imaginating. And I'm looking forward to stitching this, but I am going to stitch it in apple green because my KitchenAid mixer is apple green and silver. So, yes. I do like to bake. I don't do a lot of it anymore. And then I got something off my wish list that's been on my wish list for a very long time. And it's a My Big Toe design, and it's called the Old Rugged Cross. And I got this mostly because my great-grandmother, her maiden name was Cross, and she was definitely, she lived to be almost 104 in pretty perfect health, sharp as a tack, very independent woman. And she always said that she was an old rugged cross. And my late husband played that hymn at her graveside for her funeral, and it's something I will never forget. So I'm looking forward to stitching this and hanging this one in my bedroom. And that is what I got at 1, 2, 3 Stitch. And then I got my subscription piece from Crazy Annie's from the Little House Needleworks Farmhouse Christmas, and this is Pinewood Farm. So that's pretty fun. And I haven't started this yet. I'm just putting them all together. I don't know when I'll start them, but I look forward to whenever that might be. And let's see. And for anyone who's wondered, I mean, I have a pretty extensive bead collection, and I've shown that collection. Well, when I was working on my Guardians of Notre Dame, I realized I was running out of my 3mm bugle beads that I've been using in my window. So I, of course, had to order some more. And I thought they were 3mm beads, but it's a good thing I ordered some 6mm too, because I don't know if you can even see, but these are 3mm tube beads, and these are 6mm tube beads, and I needed the 6mm. But while I was at it, I bought some wintry icy ones, and I bought some Hemocoat, whatever it is, forget what they call it. These were fusion beads and is it goody beads? And then of course, while I was there, I couldn't not buy other beads. So there's a really pretty ice blue twisted bead. And I got a darker blue twisted bead. And I got a khaki colored one. And I got a green, because green is my favorite color. And I bought a citron colored one. And for all you purple lovers out there, I got a deep purple one. And I bought another lilac one. It's coming up kind of browny gray here, but believe me, it's let's see if I can find something white to put it against. Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. It's purple. lavender. And I bought gold ones, and I bought other 6mm black ones, and I bought flat black ones, and I bought shiny black ones. So, needless to say, I'll be beading. But that's mostly for my polymer clay face pendants. And speaking of polymer clay, yes, I've been working on my polymer clay. I haven't done any videos on my polymer clay recently. I would like to get back to that. But those of you who know me know that I like, well, first I'll show you this because it's already on my stand. Everybody, well, Jules and a few other people talk about bees and how they like bees. Well, so I got it in my brain that I wanted to make a queen bee pendant. You can see she has a bee on her face, and she has, that's kind of golden honey, and her bee eyes, and she has roses for a crown. And this is a bead that I made, and kind of that's kind of a bicone, yellow and black and gold bead. And if I take this off of this stand, it's on a chain with a lobster claw clasp, and it's all hand beaded. I made the links to make up the chain, and it ends down with the queen bee. And what I like about doing this with lobster claws is, even though it has the large jump ring, if I open the lobster claw, I can move it along the chain and actually, sorry about that, make it part of the front design to shorten it up. So I'll show you that. And since I was making links and chains and stuff, you can see I used some of my bugle beads and some black and gold crystals here. And I made a bracelet, also with a lobster claw, to go along with this necklace. That was a lot of fun. Now that the weather's hot, clay works a lot better in cold weather than it does when it's, I mean in hot weather, sorry, than it does in the cold weather. So, many of you know I like to make dragon's eye necklaces. So that is one of my spring green dragon's eyes. And I hand dyed some hemp cording and beaded the ends and made this necklace. And the way this one works is this is a sliding knot. So to lengthen it, you would just pull the knot back, and to shorten it, you would just separate the knots. The closer the knots are together, the longer the pendant is. So that one's fun. And the first one I made, getting back into my clay, was this one, and it's also on the sliding knot cord. Let me put them on my stand. And that's what this one looks like. It is a purple one. So, yep. So I've been claying. I've made a few other things. I've been kind of getting carried away with all my other crafts. I've been making a few journals, taking care of dogs mostly. But other than that, everyone is well. I haven't had any new starts this month, but then I have quite a few whips. And I think it's about time for me to do a whip parade so that I can see what I have in my inventory that's active and working hard right now, and calling for me to come back to it. And the last whip parade I did wasn't that good because the lighting was bad, so hopefully this one will be much better. Oh, I think I'm going to do a book section because June was a very busy book month for me. I joined my Overdrive library. Well, it's an Overdrive app, and it has my local Adirondack library association on it, so I can go online through Overdrive and take out books, borrow books. So I actually read 2 books from the Overdrive app, and the first one I read was The Fallen by David Balducci. That was really good. Not going to tell you anything about it. The Fallen, David Balducci. I really enjoyed that. You have to realize that's an Audible book, or was an Audible book through my library, so I actually listened to it. And then the other one was Wicked Appetite by Janet Irvanovic, and some of you might be Janet Irvanovic's fans. Irvanovich. It was okay. It was pretty good. I had a migraine for quite a few days, the end of June. So a couple of these books I was listening to, kind of just relaxing. And then on Kindle, I read The Angel by Mark Dawson. It's an Isabella Rose thriller book, and it's book 1 of a series. And that was pretty good. The ending left you hanging, because I'm sure it wants you to go into book 2. And I don't think that that's available yet. I don't know. And the first book I read in June was a Catherine Coulter novel. I really like her. And it was The Cove. And it's a FBI series. And I bought, I think it's 3 books, and each of these books has 2 novels of Catherine Coulter's in it. And I read The Cove, and the second book is The Maze. So I'm going to move on to The Maze. And that was a good book too. I enjoyed it. The book that I'm currently reading is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and this was just out as a movie not that long ago, and I would like to watch the movie. I think it's out for pre-purchase on Amazon right now. I'm enjoying the book. I've gotten about halfway through it, so that's not too bad. So between my migraine and the heat, it's been good reading weather. Let's see, anything else I've been doing? I think that's about it. I've missed you guys. I have been watching some FlossTube. I have been watching it, though, on my small TV in my bedroom, so I haven't been able to comment. But I do try to go back and like the video in my history. So I hope that you're staying cool. I hope everybody who's gone to the latest retreats are back and inspired and energized and ready to stitch and show us what you're stitching. I have to admit, I don't really watch retreat videos because it makes me, I don't know, long to be there, and I try to keep that to a minimum. I am very happy for you, though, and I also don't watch Stitch With Me videos, simply because usually when I'm sitting and doing stuff or watching anything, I'm stitching myself. So, I don't know, I just do better with movies or books. Yeah. So, I hope this wasn't too long or too boring. I have plans for July. I plan to stitch my July Guardian. I'm going to try to move ahead with more pages on my garden shed. I'm getting the urge to work on Emma, one of my mirrors that are in progress. And yeah, and do a whip parade because I want to drag all my stuff out and go through it and see what I have. I haven't been on Facebook, and I don't know why. It's been like a month, and I really miss seeing what everybody's doing. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to not buy more, not get into more, not commit to more, because I have so much going on right now. And I think that's what it is. And I know when I go on Facebook, I'm much more apt to become involved in more things. And right now I just can't do that to myself. Hopefully soon. With this heat, my yard's getting away from me because we had some really heavy rain showers. And then it got really, really hot. And I did plant a garden inside my old dog kennel. It's funny, I have a 10 by 10 dog kennel at the side of my house, and my dogs would never use it. They would, like Vixen, the pit bull, she would ram it with her head to the point where she would bend the anchor fencing, and I was afraid she'd hurt herself. So, and Wally would dig, so it just wasn't worth putting him in the kennel. So it's just been sitting there for a couple of years. And so I finally cleaned it all out. I put the black landscape cloth down, and I planted tomatoes and peppers and an eggplant. And then I put in some purple and green basils and dill and some rosemary and some spicy oregano, and some of it's in pots. But it's looking really good. I did paint my deck, and I stripped out my living room, and I've spackled and primed my walls. So paint is coming. And let me see. Is it? Oh, I don't think it's these colors. Nope. It's going to be something like this, but this isn't it. This is a summer green. It's actually going to be lighter than that. So, yep, lots of doing. So I hope that you have had lots of doing, but fun doing. Thank you as always for being kind, for watching my videos. I've had a lot of new subscribers, so welcome. Thank you so much. I hope that you find something here to inspire you. And to my people, my friends who come back and leave me beautiful comments, thank you. It brightens my day. I can't tell you how much. I do have to go back and catch up on comments. I'm afraid this last week has been pretty difficult. So I am behind. But thank you so much. And as always, remember, like Cinderella's mother said, be courageous and be kind. And like Kelly Bell says, always be colorful. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless.